Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess first of all, why did you decide to get the coaching?
I mainly want to just improve my fundamentals. I want to see where I'm still making mistakes, where I can improve. Like, so both in terms of the micro, like, champion mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
am I seeing the same thing that you would see? Am I missing opportunities? Am I not playing fights in certain ways I could play them better?
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah, because I think I understand most of Echo's like main mechanics, and I try to leverage them when I think it's appropriate. But there might be times when it's like, oh, actually, you could have just done this in this situation, or like you have enough damage here to actually just R back when maybe I wouldn't have R back because I'm scared
Mm-hmm.
of dying. So, like
Is
those kind of
is
situations.
yeah, is this the first season you're playing Echo?
No, actually, I think he's the champ I played the most overall. Even though I did play a lot of Kane games,
Mm-hmm.
Um, this season, I got so basically I got really close to Diamond. Then I went on a huge loss streak, and then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna spam Echo because he's my best champ, and then
Mm-hmm.
and also like improve some of the fundamental jungling aspects. And then I think that was what brought me back. But yeah, basically it's mechanics, but also like jungle decision making.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just yeah, all of the fundamental things like what's the best decision in a certain situation. Am I thinking
Yeah.
about the right things? Are there other things I need to think
I
about?
think
And
definitely one thing we'll talk about is for sure your item building. It's definitely I think I already messaged you read with the Zhonyas spice.
yeah,
Uh, it's definitely something I can recommend you, but we'll talk about that in a second, I guess. But it's definitely I can already tell you something. I would personally tell you to just stop buying Zhonyas every game. It's gonna make you an even better player. I mean, you have a good win rate and everything, but you're. Let's get into that in a second, right? We'll talk about it. First, I guess. Do you have like any higher goals than this season? You said Diamond was your goal, but do you have like? I mean.
yeah. I guess it's just kind of seeing how high we can go by continuing
Hmm.
to just improve on the fundamentals. Because I mean, yesterday I played a couple games with my friend who I've been doing with for most of this climb. Um, And funnily enough, so originally I couldn't play with him on his main because I was too low ranked and he was already in diamond. So he played on an alt account of mine that was also in plat. And funnily enough, last night when we played, we noticed that the diamond four, diamond three players we were playing with overall felt almost worse than the plat players we were getting matched with
Hmm.
in our games. And so I guess it's just a matter of seeing how far can we go by just leaning on good
Hmm.
mechanics and like just improving mechanics and improving fundamental like theory. I still think there's probably a lot of stuff that I'm not like taking into account when thinking about my next decisions and stuff. But yeah, just want to keep just go as far as I can, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Generally, that's obviously what you want to do, right? But maybe you had like a goal, I don't know, Masters, Diamond One or something. But if not,
Yeah, I
then
mean, I honestly not. I don't feel as strongly now that I actually got diamond, which was the ultimate
hmm,
goal. I think it's just like, hey, if I can get diamond two, diamond one, cool. If I can't, then it's not like a huge
it
deal
is what
right
it
now.
is.
Yeah, yeah, kind of that kind of
Okay.
mentality.
So I mean, what are your biggest weaknesses that you've noticed in your gameplay?
Um, maybe I'm not aggressive enough, but I'm that's something that like I find it you have to strike a really fine balance,
Hmm.
especially if you're the one who's fed on your team. You have to be very careful. I felt like you have to be very careful about not giving away that lead and use, but also pushing that lead in the right ways to impact the map or impact certain lanes.
Hmm.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, just basically saying, where should aggression be applied more and where
Hmm.
should aggression potentially be less applied? Just
Yeah.
optimizing that.
From looking at your stats, I would say definitely. Like you're completely right about finding the balance. I would say your balance is definitely tipped more towards the side of playing too passive, just from looking at your stats. But I guess we will see that in game. Are there like specific situations you would say that you struggle in, or like game phases maybe like you maybe don't manage to get into the early game, or you have trouble finding good impact in the late game, this kind of stuff.
I think for me, it's mostly about like if I lose my tempo, so oftentimes I feel like a lot of the games I'm pretty good once I have like the Once I feel like I've built a small advantage, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good about holding on to that advantage and not giving the enemy like ins into like come back into the game because I pretty much never give shutdowns to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the main thing is if I fall if in a game I fall behind early, just making sure I'm doing the right things when playing from behind, um, and
Mm.
yeah, properly like taking what opportunities I can without like making the situation worse.
Okay, like just from talking to you, I can tell. I feel like you maybe don't snowball your leads too much, right? You're more focused on not giving away shotguns instead of making that lead so like pushing the lead to a point where it's just it has a game-winning impact, right? I don't know. I mean, you win a lot of games. I don't want to say this kind of stuff. You have a good win rate, but just from what it sounds like, you even said the word like hold on to the lead. But I think it shouldn't be hold on to the lead. It should be like snowball the lead, right? Make it an exponential curve to the point where you can start really one-shotting people and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see.
yeah.
I actually kind of want you to build Zhonyas because you're still getting so many MVPs and whatever. I mean, you're definitely doing work. I think generally Zhonyas is not a good item for Ekko, or it's not a needed item for Ekko. Also, Zhao Ben, like the best Ekko in the world, also said that. So if
Yep.
you don't want to take my word from it, you can take from him. It's basically like he. I don't know if you've watched my mechanics video, but what you should really take away from that is that all the abilities have a defensive value. Like all of the abilities of Ekko have some kind of way in which they can be used where it's defensive. So he really doesn't need an extra defensive item. And it's just taking away quite a bit of carry potential and not
Yeah,
having that Rabadons.
I understand that. It's not. It's part of me is also like I'm not like let's not even say like everyone says I'm not faker, but like I'm not even masters. I'm not even GM close to that level. So I know there's gonna be like I know there's limitations to my play at the moment in terms of like
But
how
yeah, yeah,
much
yeah.
I can
But you're
accomplish in
holding
a
you're
game.
you're holding back your capacity to learn by building Zhonyas every game, in my opinion. You should just learn
That's
to
fair.
play the game without Zhonyas, and then you buy it in situations where it's like really good against like a Kha'Zix or a Kayn. You actually play against a lot of those champs in these games, so it's not like the worst Zhonyas buy. If you play against these champs, definitely it's fine to build it after Rabadons, but you really need that Rabadons power spike. Like delaying that, it's just it takes away so much carry potential, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
Mm.
I have built it in like long, not for this climb, but previously I have built it third, and yeah, it's very obvious like how much damage it gives you relative to Zhonya's. Like the damage difference is huge.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and like generally, it feels like your Echo playstyle is just very, very different to mine. Like you also build green smite every game. It's like you're just way more team oriented. Maybe I don't know. You're just not super. You're not going for the 1v9 carry build. It feels like, but it
yes, that's
seems
that's
it
very
seems to
much my
work.
playstyle.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because yeah, my philosophy is like the way I play games is like okay, if I get fed, if I'm starting to snowball, I don't want to keep putting more gold on myself. I want to start giving kills and giving certain teammates kills. It obviously that
Mhm.
varies from game to game who should get the kills, but the idea is that like I can't be everywhere on the map. If my
Mm,
teammates don't have resources and can't be a threat by themselves, then it just means the enemy can just play around me, like put all their CC
mm,
on me, avoid me when it's not good for them to fight me. Whereas like if my teammates are strong, they can't ignore them as well, right? Like they can't just ignore
mm.
me and ignore and my teammates. So
Okay,
I guess in a way, yeah,
the problem is like I mean it seems to kind of work out, but I would never put that much trust in my teammates. Like not even in my elo and in your elo even less. I don't know. I think it's not a good playstyle to put so much trust in you. I mean you're at least doing with someone, right? But still, like even they're probably not like a Smurf or something, right? It's their main elo as well. Your duo partner, so I just wouldn't put that much. I personally wouldn't put that much trust, and I think like for me personally as well, I just have way more fun when I'm actually able to 1v9. But if that's not your playstyle, that's I think completely fine. It's just generally I think for solo queue you shouldn't. It's gonna make it less consistent if you play so much around your teammates. And overall, I would say Echo is a champ that is really about like snowballing. He really
for
is not.
sure.
I mean, have you tried playing Jarvan or something? It sounds like that would also fit your playstyle quite well.
Yeah, I mean, I have thought about it recently, but yeah, I just it's honestly partially the champ. I feel like I hate Jarvan's like
Mm,
appearance and aesthetic and his animations. They're so ugly in my
okay.
opinion.
No, I'm definitely
Uh,
not telling you to stop playing Echo or anything, by the way, right? I'm just saying, like, from what you're telling me with the way you're talking about the game, it really sounds like Echo doesn't have the. It doesn't, like, from my understanding at least, it doesn't really fit the natural playstyle I would see for Echo, but it seems to kind of work for you, so actually really interested to see that. I guess we can look at your OPGG as well now. Yeah, are you using any kind of jungle timer app, by the way?
no,
Like,
I'm thinking of doing it though. I saw you were
definitely,
using it.
definitely do that.
I saw Griffin is using
Dude, I
using.
think every good jungler is using some kind of jungle timer app. It's just cheating, basically. It just takes
Yeah,
away quite a lot of brain capacity, right? You don't need to think about the camps as much and whatever. You just see the timers. I think there's no reason not to use them unless you have, like, I don't know, performance problems with them or something, but shouldn't be
yeah,
the case. Okay, so
yeah. I think yeah. I just
yeah,
haven't gotten. I want to start doing it.
I
I
mean,
just
you can
didn't do it
download
for
it
this
right
session.
now. I mean,
Oh,
you
I
could
just didn't
just.
do it for this session because I'm not used to it yet. But I didn't want to like throw off my what I'm used to if you were gonna
I
do a live game.
mean, okay, then
But I
just do it after
could.
the session, but it's not something that's gonna make it more difficult for you, right? It's just gonna make it more easy, honestly.
Yo.
Okay, so definitely, as I said, your kills are quite low. Usually, most people have around 10 or whatever. So they could definitely be higher. They're already telling me you're playing a bit passive. The deaths are really nice. They're really low, of course, but it also, I'm sure it's also because you're always building Zhonyas, so they should be lower. But one thing that's probably gonna help you so much in climbing to like higher diamond divisions is just farming. Like if we look at your farm in these games, it's never good, honestly. Almost never. Like even in games where you're really fat here, 8 CS is like is fine, but it could even be 10 in these kind of games usually because you're just one shot in camps. And like most of the games you're playing, you have around 6, which is just not, like not enough. I mean, I can't really say it's not enough if you're still winning the game, but it's not gonna be enough consistently. So,
Okay.
mm, yeah, definitely. Like CSing should be around 7.5, even 8 CS in most wins. And CSing is really the consistency of jungling, you know, especially for a carry champ like Ekko and whatever. It's really something you probably need to work on, but we'll see what the reason is for that, right? Or do
Do
you
you take a lot of
always?
waves? Do you take a lot of waves? Because that's
Not
the other
really.
thing I'm curious. Okay.
Only when I need to like def them. Let's say my mid laner is roaming bot or whatever, and I'm around mid, then I will take it. But otherwise, no. Okay, that's also interesting. You never play with attack speed. You never play with
Yep.
armor. Mm, I mean, this one, the health, I'm actually not sure if it's bad. I think armor has quite a lot of value because the camps always deal 80 damage, right? They attack you quite a lot, and I think the attack speed is definitely better because you auto attack so much. It has more value than 9 AP. It really does. I know I've tried playing with the setup, but it felt to me like I've been missing out on passive procs every now and then.
Hmm.
Do you always build Lich Bane, by the way? Just saw that, you
Yeah,
know.
I used to be only Nashers, and then I recently swapped over to Lichbane just because I
Hmm.
like the extra movement speed. And I feel like the item really meshes with generally Echo's
Yeah.
tempo in fights.
Yeah. I think I'm always saying build what you like, really. If you enjoy playing with Lich Bane more, then do it. It's completely fine. It's not gonna have a game-losing impact in like 99% of games. Both items are pretty even in power level, I would say nowadays. Some games, of course, where you can auto attack more, I think Nashus can have more value, but
Yep.
still, if you like playing with Lich Bane more, it's fine. You also seem to build boots defensively. That's good. Mm. Definitely try out the electrocute setup, especially because you seem to be a little bit passive. So I think Dark Harvest should be like the worst rune for you because Dark Harvest you need to stack so much, you know, to for it to actually be worth it. So definitely try out electrocute or first strike.
Okay, I could try. Yeah, I see you go electrocute,
Yeah,
so
I
I
go
could give it a
electrocute every
shot.
game at the moment. I really like it. It just helps the most in the early game. And like in the late game, you really don't need the Dark Harvest most of the time, right? It is overkill so much. Like most of the time, it really is just overkill. Mm, but yeah, wait, let's see what. But you take futures market, right? So that's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I definitely take the attack speed though. Like on junglers, it really is better than double adaptive. Have you tried playing with blue smite as well?
Not really, but
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, with this kind of win rate, you should just be climbing. You probably haven't hit your peak yet. Mm, but if you feel like you're losing too many games and you feel like you want to switch some stuff up, maybe try out blue smite for sure. But like I don't want to change your whole playstyle, but of course, like the playstyle I have is just very different from yours. It seems like,
mm,
and of course,
yeah.
you came to me for like coaching, so I can only really tell you about the stuff that I know. Of course, you know.
That's totally fine. I think understanding like the options I have available, and I
Yeah,
think
I think
how I
Ekko
play
has
is great.
the Ekko is a champ that can just be like a 1v9 carry champ very easily, you know, if you're comfortable enough with the mechanics and everything. So definitely try it out if you feel like your teammates are like not doing enough anymore or whatever, you know. You're getting tilted because your team you gave them leads and then they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah,
So just try out like Bluesman or whatever. I don't want you to do it this coaching session because I want you to mostly play, of course, how you usually play. But yeah, I guess we can look at the League of Graphs as well. Mm, yeah, see, like this is what we can really see, right? Your damage dealt seems to be quite low. And that's I mean that's part of course due to your item building, but it's just your overall playstyle seems to be quite passive, and like everything is just like the most passive you could basically play Ekko with like green smite instead of blue smite, building Zhonyas third item, that kind of stuff. Mm, let's see your item completion times. Okay, that's actually really good. You have nice, but see, this is like the thing. The third item can be more accelerated. That's basically what I heard when you told me that you're holding on to your gold lead, right? The third item is like for me it's like 21 minutes for the third item. That's such a because I usually when I manage to get into the game well, I just manage to snowball really hard, and that's what Ekko is really good at. You know, if you're stronger than the enemies, Ekko is such an unfair champ to play against. So you just need to make sure to not give the enemies any room to breathe. If you actually get like I don't know, let's say you get 3 kills in the early game, the game is usually in your hands, and then you should really look to snowball it. Yeah, but I mean, in general, the curve looks fine, right? It kind of drops off in late game. Not sure where that is. Maybe late game is something you struggle with. I don't know.
could be.
Or is it just that you're giving over too much to your team? Maybe as well. I think really Echo is a champ where you should play around yourself more. I don't obviously as I said I don't want to completely change up your whole playstyle if that's what you're used to. But I think generally Ekko is a champ where you should play a bit selfish and play around yourself because he just uses gold better than most other champs, you know? That's how you should think about it.
I see.
Mm. Would you say objectives are something you focus on? It seems like it, right?
Yeah, objectives are. I always play towards what I think the win con of the game is. So if I'm like, oh, we need to stack drags, or if we need to play, like, I generally always try to be an objective, especially if I have the tempo advantage. But it also
Mhm.
obviously depends on the lane states, right? If I can't go for
Yeah,
contest the dragon, then you just don't contest it.
no, that
Um,
makes sense.
and also, yeah, I think like I will avoid fighting unless I think it's good to fight generally. So it's like, if my bot lane is very far ahead, for example, I might shadow them and like protect them from someone going on them. But I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna let them play, let them play the
Why?
game. And then if the enemies go for them, I can
But why are you
easily
not
counter.
okay? But why are you not the proactive one? If your bot lane is already winning, just push your advantages even further, no?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously depends on the game situation, but yeah,
And
it's
also not just push your advantages even further, but also take away like take the enemies off the map so they can't generate any more gold. You know that's also so important for winning games.
mhm.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing we can look at as well. Okay, you surrender like normal amount, I guess. I think surrendering is not that great on Ekko. It should definitely not surrender that much. It's a champ where if you get like 1 or 2 kills sometimes with like a good shutdown, then you can still win games.
Mhm.
Especially now with how the meta shifted with the new items. Honestly, people are so squishy. You know, I've noticed with all the
Yeah.
new items, people are so much squishy. Like if you manage to get 1 or 2 kills at some point and you just get that Rabadons or whatever, you can just win games. at least in my experience.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to try out Rabadon's third more. I mean, I've been playing the
You should,
Zhonyas
you really
thing
should.
for so
Like,
long.
yeah, of course, it will take some time to get used to playing without Zhonyas, but it will be worth it, you know? It will make you a better player. That's how you should think of it. It's like now you're kind of playing Ekko with like I don't know how you say, like some help basically, right? That you shouldn't need. It's like driving a bicycle, you know. You should just be able to drive the bicycle without I don't know how it's called, but I think, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the training wheels, right?
Exactly, the training wheel. That's the word. Yeah. So it's not exactly like that, of course, but kind of. You know, you shouldn't really need the Zhonyas. You have your W, you have your ult. That should be enough to not die in most situations if you play correctly. Okay, I guess you can just go into a live game. I don't think we need to check your skills.
Okay, I'll
So just share your screen when you're ready. And do the screen share, not the application share.
oh, like full screen
You,
share.
no, I think you did it correctly. Because you can't see the mouse otherwise. I don't know. Okay. You play a lot of normal games?
No, I only did that for a warm up.
Oh, okay. Actually, don't remember the last time I played a normal game. I don't know. Feels like in normal games. Damn, why do you have so many key fragments? What the fuck? How do you have so many keys as well? What? Holy
Support
shit.
them, I guess.
Jesus. I've never seen that.
I don't you just end up getting all this shit like over time?
I mean, I have one account where I also have a lot of stuff, but I don't nearly have like 50 keys and then 60 key fragments sitting as well. How many games did you play last season?
I don't remember. I don't know
Mm,
how you can check.
I guess on OPGG you can check. Let me see. I'm curious. Mm. And you already played 400 games this season, which is not that insane. But I guess last season you also didn't even play that much. Okay. Crazy.
I do buy the event passes for
Ah,
how they do
okay.
this event sometimes. I do buy some of
Mm.
those, so I think that might
Okay,
be a
yeah,
factor.
that definitely is a factor then, yeah. I stopped buying those like a couple of years ago, I think, but okay, yeah, that definitely makes some sense then.
I only do it for the skins of champs I like though. So like, you get Ekko here.
Hmm.
I don't really use this one though. The
Yeah,
different
same.
animations throw me off.
The passive stacks are so hard
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. The passive is really bad for this skin actually. It's like pay to
Yeah, it's
lose.
sad. No, it's a bit sad. The skin is so cool generally, but that really sucks.
Yep.
Damn, you have a lot of those mythic skins.
Oh yeah. I got this one before they changed the whole loot with this stuff. This is actually really bad now.
Mm. Okay, so what do you usually ban? I saw that you played against Kazakhs quite a bit, so it doesn't seem like he's your ban.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about him most of the time. I find a lot
You
of people
should
are
be.
picking him yeah, I did face a few better ones, so it's like
Doesn't
I
even
can
have like
see.
it doesn't really have to do anything with them being good, you know, it's just the champ is incredibly fucking broken at the moment. He really is.
I mean, I feel like there's some people who are just jumping on the bandwagon though. Like those people are actually
So
just bad.
yeah, sure, but they still play a champ that just has like stupid amounts of damage, you know? And he's quite good against Echo as well. Like
Right.
he can just build good items. I mean, what do you usually ban?
I've been banning sometimes it's Ka, sometimes it's Evelyn, sometimes
I think
yeah.
never ban Evelyn. I think that's such an easy matchup, really. I understand that in your elo she might maybe get like a lot of free kills that she shouldn't get or something, but I still don't think it's worth a ban because she's so easy to shut down, and as soon as you shut her down, it's often like the game's just won, in my
Right.
experience at least.
If we weren't doing a coaching session, I would probably dodge this game if this guy picks
Never
Cassante.
dodge, like never fucking dodge. That's so, it's such a bad like mindset. You should really never dodge. Like why do you dodge because your top laner picks Kesanto? What?
Because this is every time I've given it a chance before, and I feel like 9 out of 10 Cassantes are terrible. Like
So
they're just
okay,
really bad.
do you look up your teammates as well?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's good.
I
Like
only
just
I
play your
only
own game, you
watch
know.
based on events.
You really like you shouldn't even let that affect you. The fact that this top is picking K'Sante. I mean, K'Sante is a nice champ. He has some CC for you. You should think of it in that way, in my opinion.
Sure. It's just
I
people
guess
can
I
look
guess
at
it's not how you. I've noticed, right? I guess that's not how you think most of the time because you're so team oriented. Like for me, when I have a K'Sante in my team and like a Morgana, I'm just thinking of like, nice, these champs will enable me to get easy kills for myself. But that's not really your playstyle, I guess. I kind of want you to build Zhonyas third and see how the damage and like how your playstyle feels, and then
Okay.
maybe see how like Rabadon's would have maybe been better or something. I guess against, like, do you even build it against champs like Caitlyn, Zhonyas? Because it's so bad against Caitlyn, right? She can just
Yeah,
place a
against
trap.
Caitlyn, it'd be pretty bad. Yeah, this game I would probably still do it, but yeah, it's definitely bad and if she gets to just trap you.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the value against Vi, it's not horrible, but still. Yeah, Vi matchup is definitely one that's not super easy this season, I feel like. I don't know.
Do you want me to change the runes
Yeah,
at all?
definitely no. I mean, play Dark Harvest, but go for attack speed. And I think generally also you should just go armor. I don't know. Who told you to go for HP? I think in jungle most people take armor.
Doesn't HP just outscale
It does
resistances?
scale a bit, but you get attacked so much by the camps, you know, that
Hmm.
it's worth, because you just lose less HP and you're a bit healthier the whole time. But I haven't seen, like, let's see how your HP looks with this. Do you do the Raptors path, or
I've
how
not
do you
done that.
think?
I've seen you do it many times.
Definitely try it out. Oh, what? The stream
Oh, did this stream
just.
end? I think it's because it
Mm.
switched windows. Let me change it.
Yeah, definitely try it out. Like everyone that I've coached and people that have just like in my chat, been in my chat and that stuff, they've all told me that they really liked it and they've had good success with it.
Do you want me to change the resolution of streaming, or is this okay?
I guess now you need to restart for like the screen share because I can't see your mouse.
Okay. How do I? Can you see it like this?
No, you need
Okay.
to do
I'll have
like
to do a
this.
full,
Yeah,
like a
just
full
like the
screen now.
screen one or whatever. No, not the
Yeah, yeah.
application. Yeah, no, I can.
I think I'm gonna start top this game
Mm-hmm.
based on the
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, I mean you're full clearing, right? So definitely makes sense. I also wouldn't look to gank on Ornn. And Cassandra is also more of a scaling champ. I actually haven't coached someone that has done full clear in quite a long time.
I see.
It's like, I don't know, the Raptors path is really just, it's good, right? Like every jungler does it basically. Every jungler that can do it does it. Like jungle champion, I mean. It's just like a cheater recall for junglers. I mean, have you watched
Enable.
my video about the Raptors path?
I don't know if I watched the video, but
You've seen me do it, but yeah, definitely try it. Like definitely watch it. Maybe it will convince you to do it. I'd kind of explain as well. I mean, the biggest things are basically just that you don't need your laners to leash. You don't give any info. You have the early Dark Seal and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of positives, and you can basically do it every game. Okay. You play like with these indicators, or just the one where you get them if you hold the ability?
it's with the ability. I think it's still quick fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a buy. Okay.
Definitely look bot. You definitely need to look bot here. Look where they are. Yes, and
They
look
are
how low
yeah.
the Nautilus is. I think now you might have missed the timing window to gank there, but I think at this point just full clear.
I don't think I can do anything here.
No, not anymore. I mean,
the volley was very low.
yeah.
I'm surprised she doubled them. I should have pinged them out. That vibe was bot side. This guy.
Definitely make sure to not get spotted by the minions in the future. In these kind of situations.
Really? He leveled up too.
You get him though. What?
She needs to just hit her shit.
Okay.
I think I should have used my ability.
You should have just killed him. You didn't need to run away from him. He was on 1 HP. And he had his E, right? He used his E, so he had to go back there. Definitely get a sweeper.
I can ping any of the falling suns. I think I can start with Romp again.
Yes, for sure. Hmm. Just go clear your Crux, I mean. Could look for a lane gank on bot, maybe. You're not even looking bot, you need, I mean, this is such a good lane state to just go into the brush on lane there. You can't fight that, they're all there. Just look mid, like, before you make any decisions here, just look mid, right? Yeah. I mean, this base is pretty bad, you know, you just get an M-Tom, of course. There's not much else to do though, but I mean, these are the situations where you should just look to maybe force stuff or whatever on bot instead of going base. I mean, it's probably not a good idea here because they're all at Drake, but generally in these situations you don't want to base if you're especially because you're still really healthy as well. It's better to just stay on the map and try to get something.
I need 2 camps to 6.
But I mean, bot might be top might be killable, but I guess he's going base.
I don't know if I can even gank mid here. He's got almost no damage. 5 bot. I'm just gonna get 6.
Yeah.
It's not a great game. And he died solo too.
Hmm. This is, for example, a situation where I would just take the mid wave for sure. Right, you're already around it. So just take the extra gold.
Oh shit.
Actually, clear the ward. He placed the ward in the mid there. It's, like this ward's pretty good to place because it gives him information on if the Aurelion will move or something. So clearing that is always it's not a bad idea. Just keep clearing
Yeah,
your
I don't
jungle.
know if I should go.
No, like you're so far away. Do you think you'll actually be there in time? If anything, you would want to move top side now to contest Herald or something, but you're already here. Next time, definitely use the blast plant you had available there to go over the Drake pit so you're not spotted. I think mid might be killable. You need to. I don't know why people use these F keys. Like, you don't want to. You don't give a fuck about the Aurelion's HP. You want to see the Yon's HP. Like, I don't know. The Yon is definitely low, right? So, can look to do something. If he uses his second Q, okay, well. Okay, we'll have to talk about that.
Where is Vi? She's still not taking her bot camps.
Yeah, I think just take the Crux and recall here, honestly. Or how much do you need for Rocket Belt?
400 still.
Okay, so then you should take your top side. And just get it.
Would it be better just to base here?
No, definitely not. You like if you can stay on the map for Rocket Belt, you don't want to delay your base, because then you'll have to go base again to even complete it. And then you will play for a couple of minutes without it. Okay, that's
she's in my
definitely
top
bad.
side.
Yeah.
That's why she hasn't shown bot for so long.
Yeah, she thought that you would take her jungle, which is what you, I guess, should have done.
I was scared because she had empowered recall, so I didn't want to go in.
But the thing is, she doesn't just kill you, even if she sees you. You're Ekko, that's what you need to realize. You're a champion that has a lot of outplay potential, a lot of escape potential. You don't need to be scared. I mean, Vi, of course, she has point-to-click CC, so you need to be a bit more scared of her than other champs, but still. Unless everyone is moving, you should never die randomly. Yeah, just keep moving. I think the Nautilus is really low. Yeah. It's literally dead here. Never mind. I guess he's super fast. Does he have Mobies? So fast. Oh, he's Swifties, okay. That's why. Yeah, without them, he would have been dead. I think you also could have just walked through the river, and then you would have cut off his way instead of walking like this. Yeah, I think then he wouldn't have been able to run away.
Mid coming. He's TPing top. Oh, this is coming back.
Oh, Vi is also there. I think just get the camp recall for, or maybe try to steal Drake, I guess. Good Drake. But then if the Nautilus zones your way, then just give it. I don't know, I mean, now you don't have smite. Let's see, like now you have Dark Harvest and it fucking sucks, you know, you have 2 stacks. It's just Electrocute would be like 10 times better in these kind of games.
Right.
And like this game is still super winnable overall, but like the Dark Harvest, it just has such bad value here. You just need 1 or 2 kills, but then you would still rather have a rune that doesn't need to be stacked the whole time. Are they actually full AD? Yeah, I guess then Zhonyas definitely has great value here as well. Definitely take the crap.
I don't want to look at Ward though. Where's that? I don't think that's a good play.
You can skill Q again. Yeah, I think you actually could have maybe even done something to the Yone. Okay, you can
I
kill
think
him.
Yon was the right play. Okay. We actually killed him there. Okay, I'm surprised.
No, it's fine.
Okay, she's there.
Just clear your jungle. I think this, for example, one of those situations where you should have just cleared the jungle and then looked for a play. You know, that's why your CS numbers are so low in general. I don't know why you're not just clearing your grump, what? I guess you want to invade. Yeah, that's fine. But this is like a mistake that so many people do that I'm coaching. They focus way too much on clearing the enemy's jungle that they just are incredibly inefficient with their own jungle, and then their CS numbers are still not good, you know? So it's really not something you should focus on. I mean, now is actually a good time to invade for sure. The Vi even died overall, but still, like it shouldn't be something you should be too focused on. It's much better to be efficient with your own jungle clearing and then go for invades when you have a good timing. Yeah, now you actually kind of pulled it back. Like this game is super winnable. You can skill E again as well. I think at level 11 you should usually skill as well, the ult.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I usually do if I don't ult before. Definitely need to be a little bit careful with the Vi here, right? Because you took her camps. Yeah, so that she's gonna be here faster. It's fine. Just take your camps. You don't need to be scared. You're stronger than her. Your grump is also. Do you hate your grump? I don't know why you're not clearing your grump.
I was scared. I'm pretty sure she has an item lead on me right now.
She does, but you still don't need to be scared of her because she can't kill you, you know? I mean, she just spent more gold, but your upper level, your Ekko, she's by.
Okay, so that was a situation where I probably didn't need to be scared.
Definitely. Like, if she walks up to you, just cue her, and then what does she do? She wants to hard engage on you? I don't think so. Like, why would she? She definitely can't 100 to 0 you. If anything, you run away, and then she's a little bit annoying. I guess you should have made here so you don't lose the tower. Yeah, just skill ult now. I think, because like skilling it twice in a fight, right, it's unlikely that you can actually do it.
Why is no one coming mid? Oh, because he's still dead. I don't think I can defend this anymore.
Yeah.
super low though.
Yeah, the whole time your Crocs are just sitting, right? You're literally just wasting time for the last minute or so. I mean, you're kind of deffing mid, which is fine, but generally I think you should prioritize your own jungle over deffing in these kind of situations, at least. Alone. Nice. I'll just get the Drake. Do you ever lock your screen on top of you, like in fights? I feel like that could help you a bit mechanically, maybe.
No, I don't. I don't.
I
But
think you should do that. Like, yeah, just what you're doing now, right? Like in fights, I think it helps. Just stay focused a bit more. It felt like you got lost for half a second there or something in the fight. Yeah, just base, just base. I guess you want to get the gold for Lich Bane. Yeah, makes sense. It's definitely the right play. Oh, just go base, just go base. What are you doing? Oh, I guess the Morgana's thing. But still, like, even now, I mean, this is fine. Of course, you get a free kill, it's good. Okay, if you get the jungle now, then it's good. If you get the jungle now, it's good. It's actually fine. But you definitely need to be sure to not be too greedy here with your recall. You need to spend your gold at some point. And the enemies actually could even look to do Nash with their team if they're like smart about it, because you can do Nash so easily nowadays. It literally dies in like 20 seconds, so this is a bit risky. But they're not doing it. The people here don't have the awareness. Definitely take the crab. Crab is also like high priority, I guess. Yeah, just recall now, honestly. Or actually, no, help the mid, And then actually recall for the Magi's and Lich Bane together. You can, I guess, get the mid tower, just be here with your team.
I'll help the turret. Yeah.
And then you should have enough gold. You can't, there's no wave. Yeah, just take your bot set jungle. Take your bot set jungle. Be a bit greedy here. No, don't take it, please. Take your bot set jungle. And then you can buy Magi's plus Lich Bane. I guess you really need to look at the fight. I think you could have done something there. Sorry if I'm like overwhelming you or something at the moment, telling you so many things. Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of stuff to do right now.
Yeah, like the biggest thing is definitely to recall, but I think in these situations where you already have so much gold, you should be a little bit more greedy. Like your next base is just gonna be massive now. And overall, the game is very much in your control, right? You definitely have the scaling on your side with Kesante, with Aurelion, with Ekko. So, and the kills are pretty even now, so it's fine. Can be a bit greedy. And having the Lich Bane plus Magi's here, super huge. I actually would like you to build the Rabadons this game. Just maybe see, maybe you can unlock your true carry potential when you get a taste of it.
I'm gonna be, I think I'll shadow mid here.
Yeah, definitely get the Wolf level 14 first though. And then, I mean, that now you have basically free time, you know? You can do whatever you want. You don't, I mean, you should probably clear the Grump as well in a second, but you can also just help them get the mid tower. I think now it's better because you won't even get anything from clearing the Grump. If you would get level up, then you should take that, but I think now is the time where you really need to start looking to be proactive, by the way.
It's kind of
Yeah,
rough.
they're just more people. I don't know. I guess you can fight with the Aurelian.
He chases? Oh, okay.
I guess you can just do Nash, honestly. Take the... I mean... Yeah. Personally would have
Very
also taken the camp there. You just ping for your team. At least you ping. Just ping them. Just and then start it. Like just be decisive with your. Sometimes your team might not really see it, but see how fucking fast you do it. Holy shit! So disgusting. I hate it.
That is nasty.
Yeah, it's so, like as a jungler, you really can't be away from the Nash for any second. Get the Grump. Get the Grump. Get the
I feel like
Grump
I
and
need to.
then.
I feel like this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
it's
Druid.
fine. It's fine. But see, like at this point, you get the Needle Seal Large Rod. Yeah. At this point, they can't really rush it anyways, you know, in the position they're in. So if you're there 5 seconds later, you will still be able to contest it. But generally, of course, it's correct. I don't know what your team is even doing.
Yeah, what the hell are
I
they
don't know.
doing?
You should. I don't even know. I
Have to
guess you should
follow their
move there.
down.
Yeah, yeah. You can. You can win that, I guess. I would. It's fine. Just get the drag now. Vi might actually be doing it right. Definitely sweep as well. Yeah. Oh.
That sucks. We gave them clear drag because of that dumb fight they did.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's still a very winnable, or like very much in a winning position this game. Don't let this kind of stuff tilt you, right? Like it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Shouldn't really make an actual difference to the outcome of the game. Jesus, Yon is so fast with this Gale Force build. Holy shit. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, definitely. I personally like just don't go for these kind of plays without ult. Honestly, maybe you're like used to having a Zhonyas there, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could just Zhonyas the
So
tower
much.
shot, but yeah, you can't really do it like that without Zhonyas, I guess. Honestly, I think now is the time where you should just full clear really quick. Like your team died, you should just
Really,
full clear.
I want to at least push the bot wave out before I go back to the
That's
jungle.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, but still, in general, you should just now look to clear your caps really quick. Also get the crab. I think it should be up. Definitely skill ult as well, of course. And just get the... Yeah, whatever. At this point, you clear the waves in 1 second anyways. Other camps, I mean. Now you want to leave the Rappa for your Aphelios? Or what?
Yeah, yeah. He can take that. He's pretty fed.
Dude, is someone doing like a kick down in your street? Holy shit.
Oh yeah. I'm in New York, so
Okay. Damn.
there's all kinds of sounds outside.
Yeah, yeah. I guess honestly at this point stay on the map for Rabbanon's, right? For like 1k gold. You're really strong at this point. Just play with your team now. Kind of follow them, I guess, or lead the way, I guess, for the bot lane push. Maybe shove out the mid wave.
Yeah, the fellows is going for it.
Honestly, it's kind of weird. For you, it's like every time you shouldn't be focused on yourself, you are kind of focused on yourself. Like you're not looking on the map, and then when you should be like in team fights, when you should be on yourself, you're kind of not. Oftentimes, feels like.
Either.
Wait, you don't have minions. Just wait for the minions. What? You see, like now you just one shot the. I think you still need a little bit more gold. Yeah. Is the I can't see. Are the raptors up? The wolves. I mean, just take the wolves if they're up. Just take the wolves. Take the wolves.
Oh, I have it. I have it.
Yeah, but you also take the gold away from the Vi, you know? And you could have taken them like, I don't know, 10 times there. I don't even think ulting here is worth it all because I don't know, like you don't need to be there yet. It's fine, of course, forget that. I mean, you will have the ult back up again, but overall it doesn't really give you that much. I mean, it gives you a bit of positional advantage, I would say, which is fine. But not now you're getting baited into 2v5.
I don't know if I should have taken that.
Definitely
but
not.
that felt
Yeah,
super stupid.
no, definitely
That was
not.
stupid by Cassante.
Yeah, it was. That's fine. You're super strong.
That's a Rabadon's diff for sure.
Yeah. See, like this is how you can play the game with Rabadons, and you don't even have that many kills, but you're still so strong. Just get the Nash.
So should I go Zhonya's 4th now?
I think it has good value. Yeah, they're like kind of full AD here. And as a last item, it's good, right? It's still situational, but it's fine. You're not holding yourself back. But if you never build it as a, or if you always build as a third item, you're just holding yourself back so much, like your carry potential, and also your CSing and everything. It just really, like, see, your CS are also quite good this game. And you even let them sit quite a bit, right? You could just go top here, get the top CS, and then look for plays. That's what I would probably do.
Okay, I was thinking of just like pushing with these 2 lanes with the team.
Yeah, that's also fine. And you have the Nash red, so definitely should look to push. But usually you can just clear the camps for like 15 seconds and then push, you know?
Wow, that actually killed. He actually was able to kill him. That was my bad.
I mean, you didn't even look at the fight.
I assumed that he wouldn't die.
Okay, but I mean, why would you ever assume something if you can just get the info, you know?
Yeah,
there's no real reason to assume.
I think my camera movement could be better. Sometimes I do find it hard to move the camera.
Yeah, it's definitely slow, right? I think you should increase the speed a bit. The movement, like, of the... It seems very slow. It doesn't have to be super, super fast, but it seemed to me like a bunch of times when you were trying to move the camera, it was taking a long time. What number do you have it on? Can you just look really quick in the settings?
Oh, just space bar?
No, I mean the like the camera move speed, you know?
Oh, yeah. I guess, let me see if I can check here. The interface?
No, it's in game. It's for game, I think. Game. Oh.
Oh shit, it kicked me out.
Oh, it's whatever. It's quite low. Just increase it a little bit if you feel like that's... The thing is, I gotta say, overall, You're actually not a bad Ekko at all, I would say. But there's some decisions, I guess, that you have in your gameplay that just hold you back. Like the first thing I would say is the quick cast. Like your mechanics are fine. You hit a lot of Qs because you have like the indicator, I guess. But overall, it's just gonna make your gameplay so much faster, you know, if you play with like full-on quick cast.
I
Then
feel like it's really helpful for W placement.
not really. I mean, what? No, not really. I mean, if you really need to learn the range or something, you just press on it really quick, you know. But overall, you will get used to it, you know. You really will.
This is my first like actual diamond game. Why are people fighting all the time? This is actually bizarre to me.
I
'Cause
think
in
you
Black Ink,
shouldn't.
sometimes it's slower.
You shouldn't really read anything into that. You know, it's one game.
Right.
Games are always different. Some games in Masters I play, and then there's like I don't know 5 kills at 20 minutes. It feels like, and others are like perma fighting. It doesn't really have much to do with elo. It's just games are different, team comps are different, this kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely it's something like the camera management. There, as I said already in game as well, there were some situations where you really had to look at like team fights and that kind of stuff, and you weren't doing it. And then other situations, like in fights, you were often not looking at yourself, and it was kind of like you were not even really seeing the important parts of the fight, you know, because you were like on the top left with Ekko, and then there were other people next to you that you couldn't even see. So I think on like close range champs like Ekko, it's not bad to have the camera centered on top of you in
Like lock
fights.
it for the fight or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's what I usually. I just press like my button for it. I guess spacebar is
Okay.
for most people. Wait, what's
I see.
your?
I have a toggle as well. I'll try to incorporate that more for these messy team fights because yeah, there's a few situations in games where sometimes I feel like I kind of lose sight of my champ.
Yeah, that's not good. Definitely do it then. Like just start pressing it at every fight. Basically, you just want to be on top of yourself with the. I mean, yeah, at least press it every now and then, right? So you recenter your target. But of course, then it's gonna be difficult with the general movement. Okay, wait, let me share my screen really quick. Yeah, also in general, I think there's a lot of as we expected, I guess there's a lot of very passive decisions, and you really you weren't really playing super proactively, even though you were super strong, right? That's definitely something. I assume you also haven't watched my mindset video, my like Ultimate Ekko Jungle Guide mindset video. Definitely watch that as well. I can like you are good enough to be a true carry. I feel like you're just not playing like it, and it's like a choice that you're not playing like it. You know, with all the choices basically you're doing. Basically like green smite, you're not playing for full carry mode. Then you usually go Zhonyas and this kind of stuff. You also you give over like the red buff to your Aphelios, even though you're super fat. I mean, he was doing fine at that point. It's okay to give the red buff over for sure. I'm just saying, like, I think Ekko is a champ where you can be the carry, and I personally enjoy it the most to play like that as well. If you don't, then I'm not gonna. But I mean, it felt like you had a lot of fun with the Rabadons this game, no? Like you were enjoying it.
The damage was crazy when stacked with the Medj there because I never died. So
yeah,
that dragon fight, I thought we were gonna lose it because Cassante kind of trolled it.
But then you actually could do something because you had a lot of damage built.
Yeah, I just one shot everybody.
Yeah, and that's and if you like, I think you have the fundamentals to be. I think there's just a lot of decisions that you make that kind of hold you back, I would say. Also, we will see a bunch of situations where you should have just went farming, and then also a lot of time wasting overall.
Yeah, I definitely want to cut down on time wasting for sure. I feel like that's especially at like the higher levels. There's so little time wasted. When you watch a Challenger replay, they're always doing something productive, pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I don't know. You probably couldn't have done much here. She still has flash as well. Yeah.
I
No, you
needed to
couldn't.
hard ping them. I needed to hard ping them if I could show up. I didn't ping.
No, but the big thing you actually needed to do here, I was also telling you in game. Now you were not looking bot the whole time here. That was such a problem. Like now see where they are. They're so walked up, and I think in a second the Nautilus even engages here, and you weren't looking there. Yeah, see. Now you need to move there. You can move there easily. easily. If you look how low this guy is, but you didn't have this information. And this is like such a big mistake. I see most people, especially in your elo, that's really holding them back, right? Like people around platinum, low diamond, a lot of things that are holding you guys back. It's just that you're not looking at the lanes enough. You're not collecting the information that you need to make the right decisions. You know, because the right decision here is to just after clearing this, just go there straight away, collect the kill for sure. Yep. You're gonna be faster than the Vi.
And Vi, that's what Vi did as well. She looked, and that's why she was there after clearing wolves. But yeah, I think that's definitely.
Yeah, but you could have been first. See, like this is one of those things where you just didn't make the proactive play, and the Vi did. Right. Of course, in the end, you won the game, so whatever. But the early game
really bad.
The early game, she definitely did more than you. Yeah, she had like a big shutdown as well, right, at some point, but you kind of pulled it back. Here, it definitely makes sure to get the small ones. They're worth the most, you know.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I queued them.
Yeah, but you missed like 2 of them, I think. See, or like Ima bunch, yeah, 2. Yeah, because they already reset a bit. Yeah, I think not going for the crap here, definitely the right decision there, of course, contesting it. And then here I told you, definitely make sure to not get spotted by the minions. Right, just walk a little bit down. When you see them moving in here, just have this kind of... There's no need for them to know that you're doing this, right? There just really isn't. Yeah, here you can definitely also look to maybe play. They're not full HP. If they do something stupid, you might be able to punish them. But of course, overall, Aurelion is quite a weak early champ.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really want to make plays around the ace.
Yeah, you don't have to. Also, of course, you're not doing the Raptors path, so you're a bit weaker than most Echoes that I'm seeing play, like, or myself as well.
At this stage of the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because with the Dark Seal, you're a bit stronger, of course. It's not like a huge difference, but it's noticeable oftentimes, especially also with the Electrocute as well. I'm just thinking if you can kill him here. It was like a little bit awkward here, right?
I think it's questionable if I actually kill him, because he still has flash.
No, you fucked up here actually so hard. No, never mind. Like, no offense, but you definitely could have killed him. We will see in a second. Yeah. I mean, the W should be placed around here now. Yeah, also from out of vision. I don't know if you're out of vision here.
It should.
No, you're not. No, they actually spot you. So definitely make sure to just from here place a W somewhere, because now they could see you cast it, right? It makes such a huge difference. Because now they actually know that they need to react. Otherwise, they only see. Now is when they see. When this thing flies in, that's the time that the enemy sees the W. So that's such a short amount of time. They don't know it's coming.
Yeah.
No, okay, wait. Let's see. The problem with your EQ with the casting is that you can never do the EQ combo correctly. You know.
With casting what?
With the quick cast. Or not having quick cast is you can't do the EQ combo correctly because you.
Quick cast, though. I do have quick cast.
But you always see the indicators. I don't know. It slows it down still. It's definitely holding your mechanics back a bit. It's just making everything slower. You know. Now you're Eing and you could just EQ him and then he's slowed and you proc the passive right away. I feel like now it takes you just a bit more time to do it. And here you. I don't even know why you flashed. You didn't need to flash. I guess you thought you would just last hit him there, but you were like standing one centimeter away from him. You really just had to keep chasing him, and then like just auto attack. Basically, all you had to do was right click him, nothing else.
Yeah.
And then it's fine that you kite away from him a bit, but now you need to know that he's coming back here, right? So and I had to tell you to go back in, and then it was actually too late because he had a second Q stack. Just stay in here, they won't be able to kill you, you know? Honestly. I mean, it's definitely super unfortunate that he lived with such low HP here, but still.
I flashed because I lost vision of him.
Yeah, I know, but you're so close to the brush, so you will get the vision again, you know? And he doesn't have any way to escape here as well. Because you know he flashed on the Aurelion a second ago, right? We saw that here. So, and he doesn't have his second Q, so he really has no movement spells here.
Yep.
So you see, like, he doesn't have flash. Man, if you just EQ him here and the W is placed a bit better, then he just dies instantly as well, and you probably even get the Nautilus because the Morgana is also moving, and he's kind of in there. I feel like
I didn't
for you,
expect him to play
there's
towards Bush. I expected him to play towards minions and Nautilus was the other thing, I think.
and then this. Yeah, this was like all super unfortunate in the end, I guess. Here is like always a good time, right? When you're in the when you're about to cross from one quadrant to the other, always look bot, right? Or top on the other way. Always look and see if the decision should be to keep jungling or the decision should be to go there because they might be low or whatever. In this situation, they're full HP, you just keep jungling, fine. But you really need to look at, like, get this information every single time.
Yep.
Like, info is everything for junglers to actually have an impact. Here, I would even just... I think here's one I told you to do a lane gank. They had it worded, but still... Generally, like... See, the wave is pushed under the tower, so it will die, right? And then the next wave should reset, probably, if she last hits everything. So the wave will be around here. And if you manage to just sneak in here or whatever, it's super easy gank, you know?
Yep.
You just place the W from out of vision, you'll probably stun them. In this situation, it wouldn't have worked, but that's why you just sweep, you know? You walk here, you sweep, see if you're being spotted. If you're being spotted, okay, you waste a bit of time, but you tried something at least. And if not, then you have a very good, like a very good percentage of the gank working. Like, lane ganks are the most powerful ones if you can pull them off. They're not even difficult to pull off, you just need to really go for them, to be honest.
Okay,
Here, again, why are you walking out of the vision? Just place the W from inside this brush, it has this range, you know?
I see.
Just place it here, and then he doesn't even see you cast it, and he might even get stunned by it. Because he walks back. Now he knows he has to walk here. Or, I mean, he doesn't know, but he kind of just is more aware of everything, you know? And he doesn't need to be. But of course, yeah, definitely good to not overcommit here. How much gold do you have? Yeah, like, this base is so bad. You know, yeah, for an Amp Tome, going base for an Amp Tome, there's not much you can do, honestly. But, I don't know, it always, to me, it always feels very, very bad to go base like this.
So my thinking was either I path to my top side and clear again, or I just base and go past top side. And I figure like maybe I lose a few seconds basing, but at least I get to be a bit stronger on the map. Like,
yeah, I mean, maybe you're actually even right here because there genuinely feels like there was nothing to do. Like, not even top. Maybe you could have done something on top, but probably not. It's Ornn. So, yeah, it's just a base that feels bad, but maybe it was actually one that you have to take. Yeah, here definitely good to just get the level 6. Just keep clearing, yeah, definitely mid here, of course. Yeah, as I said, right, this word is super good because it tells the Yone so much about what this Aurelion is doing after he clears the wave, you know? That's why you place it as a mid laner. Like, these words here, they give you good info on if someone is going to roam, and it just shows people which side they leave the lane from to and that kind of stuff. It's a very, very solid word. Like, basically every high-elo mid lane places these kind of words.
I see. So after I did my top side there, I had the opportunity to potentially look at Rift, but I opted not to because I figured probably Vi was going to be top and I don't win 1v1. So I just opted to walk path away, but I don't know. Do you think it would have been good to look at Rift there?
No, I think you should just clear your jungle, especially because the Vi is so much stronger than you. You should just, like, only take it in opportunities where she's, like, either on bot side or this kind of stuff. You can't contest it, you know? Like, not really, not realistically. Of course, if people misplay and whatever, you can always contest, but generally the Yone is much stronger here, the Vi is much stronger here. But you definitely need to take the Crux, you know? You're literally leaving up, like, half of your camps, but if we don't count the buffs, you're just leaving up half of the gold that you can always safely generate, you know? And you also want it to respawn again, you know? That's so important. And that's why I'm also always saying, like, value your own jungle more than the enemy jungle, especially in the early game, at least in the early game. Because that's the gold you will always have available, that's the gold you want to start respawning again. And then if you can get invades, that's like a bonus. That's really nice. But it's not something you should prioritize over your own jungle in these situations, at least. In the late game, yes. When you have like full control anyways, then you might even just only farm the enemy jungle. But in the early game, you need to just take these camps. Like half the gold you could be generating, you're just letting sit on the map, basically. Yeah, at this point you're spotted, there's basically no reason to stay here, honestly. I mean, unless I think you're looking for an invade here, which
Yeah, I
is
was
fine.
thinking doing an invade.
And then, I mean, okay. This is one of those situations where it worked out, but it shouldn't have, you know? They're just stupid. Like, they saw you 1 second ago here, and then they walk up like this.
Yep.
It's just, it shouldn't happen. It's not realistic that it happens. Like, it will stop happening in some elos. So...
Yeah, I think if they
still a
didn't walk
mistake.
up, I would have just gone for the invade. But
Yeah.
they did. I made
Yeah. It's good that you reacted to it. That's for sure good. Also, here you definitely look mid, right? The Yon is so low. I mean, he spots you here. But as soon as he uses his Q dash, then he's always vulnerable, you know?
Yeah, at this point, I thought he saw me because of the way he walked
Yeah,
back immediately.
he did.
Like,
Yeah, no need to waste any more time. Yeah. As soon as you see someone running away like that, you know that you're spotted, basically. And now you just keep wasting a bit of time.
Yeah, this was a bit of a waste of time. I should have pathed around the long way too, not the short way. This is pathing error by me.
This one, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like walking from here. I don't know. It's like from here I like, and from here, going from behind. But on this side, it always feels like you're too close to the tower. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think generally what you should have done here is also again place a W from out of vision. I mean, he saw you walk in here. No matter what, you probably wouldn't have died. But in general, when you want to gank mid and you could do it from here, always place a W from out of vision. That's such a huge thing in general. Placing a W from out of vision, really. And overall,
the best play here is invade, right? Since
you should have just invaded here when you wanted to go.
I was very scared that she just reset and was coming for.
Yeah, it's not unlikely, honestly, because I mean, wait, let's see, when did she do Herald? When was the timing? She did it before, right? Yeah, she did. So she could have been on her bot side the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the play is honestly just. I mean, how much gold do you have after this? You didn't get the kill, right? How much gold do you need for Rocket Bell? Quite a bit still. Probably, like, I would have just went to Crux here and then probably recalled, honestly. It's just, like, the safest play. It's not, like, a great play. It's not gonna get you super ahead or anything, but it's the safest play. And as soon as you see this guy walking away, you know that you're spotted somewhere here. You shouldn't even go for the second attempt, honestly. This is just a huge waste of time.
I missed information too because I was looking at Yone. Kasante actually pinged the Vi top earlier, and that's when I should have gone for invade. I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was a little before this, but yeah, he question mark pinged her twice.
So I'm just wondering if you could have still done something here because he didn't really respect you, honestly.
No, he did not.
Like, I mean, you should, honestly, just wait in this brush here, see if he does something stupid, like using his Q dash here, and then you can actually engage him. But you were impatient here, and I think you went out when, never do that. Like, literally, there's not a single situation where you ever want to step out of this brush when he has his dash up. He will always be able to escape. Like, this is such a classic thing you need to play around the 2 Qs. And then as well, right? If you place a W here somewhere and he does something stupid, you might actually stun him and maybe even kill him or force his flash at least. But like these Ws are just never hitting. And then also just press E really quick, like E and proc your Dark Harvest at least, you know. There's no he will never kill you.
I had R there, so I could have just gone.
Fuck having R. You have your passive movement speed. He doesn't even do anything. That's. I feel like that's something you're not playing around much. Your passive movement speed. Like this champion cannot do anything to you if you just proc your passive and then run. What does he do? You have like, I mean we can't see now, but you will have so much movement speed if you proc it here. How much? 60% movement speed you gain at this point. So you just proc it. You get your Dark Harvest deck. And then he's also much lower, so he has a harder time staying in lane for when the Aurelion comes back. Like, just take these kind of trades every single time. Unless you get punished for it. But in this situation, you can't get punished for it. Like, even if he has ult, he can't really punish you. And then you still have your ult, right? If he would ult you there.
So I'm like 20 seconds late on these krugs because I've wasted time mid.
Yeah, I mean, you wasted a lot of time in mid here and whatever. But it's still, at this point, it's like if you get a shutdown, the game is just completely fine again, and that's basically what happened, right? So that's why also you shouldn't surrender that much, because shutdowns really, they turn games so easily. I think you should have also taken this camp here, by the way. That definitely, actually, 100%, actually, because you just cleared this, and then clearing this camp would have reset the timer so they spawn close to each other again. And that's always what you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You understand why, right?
Yep. It's for the respawn and increase XP. Get the gold now. There's no pressure to be elsewhere. Right?
No, but why? No, but the reason you want like your camps in the quadrant spawn together is just because they're the closest together, you know.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to clear them close, like without having to walk much and that kind of stuff.
Yep. Clearing quadrants.
Exactly.
Instead of leaving stuff out.
Yeah, and especially now because you saw the like, I would have actually just went back here and cleared this, honestly.
Yeah, that was definitely a pathing, really bad pathing. Should have cleared that, and then I could be bot side now, but I'm stuck clearing raptors.
Yeah. Yeah, also especially because it gave you level 8 as well.
If I was here, if I cleared raps, reset, and then
Okay.
wolves were gone, reset, I would have walked bot, and then I could have helped here. But yeah.
Okay, but still, you kill him here. If you just walk through the river, you just kill him.
Yeah.
Get used to doing that. I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to really do that, but don't walk like this. Don't chase him. There's no reason. You can just cut off his way, and he won't escape. You know the way this is curved. You have a shorter route. You know, it's like basic geometry or something, right? You like this. You're walking straight basically, and he has to walk all the way around this. So you will even if he has more movement speed with his boots here, you will cut off his way and you will get him. How much does he even have? He only has 10 more movement speed than you. That's completely fine. And then you place a W somewhere in his path, and you get him 10 out of 10 times. Going from down here, and then the E as well. The E is, I mean, it's whatever you want to get closer to them, I guess, but you should never use your E like that in general, because you got no value out of it. You know that you won't be able to reach anyone here if you E, and you're just using your like defensive spell kind of. Yeah, but definitely in the future, just come from the top, and then you cut off his way and you get him. Maybe the Caitlyn would have been there, but still. I definitely stayed here for a long time as well. Kind of. I personally just don't like hover. Like this is, I guess, is again one of those things we expected because you said you play around your team and that stuff. It's cool that people do this. I personally just don't like doing it. Like playing so much for my laners. I just don't trust them enough. I'd rather just generate more gold for myself and be able to carry the game. Like staying in here for the affiliate, and I mean he even dies still in the end, right? So it was literally wasted time. He dies no matter what. And you just wasted, I don't know, 30 seconds of your time. You could have already been clearing your top side at this point.
Yep.
I think you should look to steal here. I don't know. I mean, the Nautilus is definitely making it difficult, but if you walk around here, try to steal it. It's a really good drag, you know. And with Ekko, you can steal quite well, of course.
For sure.
Especially since you have
the
ult.
chance of me stealing that was gonna be low. I felt
so
like they had 4. I had.
Yeah, so what? It's low, but it's not 0, and it's like a really good drag, and you won't lose that much for it, you know. You will basically lose your ult, and that's it. I mean, Vi can probably. I mean, she can point to click ult you, but the Morgana should also just be next to you and give you a black shield, and then you literally have no risk of dying. Yeah, this one definitely look mid. Like, this guy is getting poked down quite a bit. And now if he ever uses his Q stupidly, then... I mean, I guess you were looking top here because Like his Santa pinged as
I
well.
really wanted to make a play on this guy.
Yeah, I mean it worked, right? You got him.
Yeah, I'm surprised this worked. I thought this was definitely not going to work.
Yeah, the Aurelion actually dealt a lot of damage and pulled him in here. Definitely clear your Grump here. I mean, they even saw you because of the control board, which you didn't know about, of course, but... I don't know. I mean, this was a good invade overall. I said it also in game. I just think generally you should take your Grump and then go for the invade, you know? Always take your own camps, like, just value them. I don't know why this guy's not even checking for you.
He doesn't know
That's
that you
weird.
can tell it's still there by looking at the
And
map.
they even pinged. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
it's weird.
But now you're actually pretty enabled, and the Vi actually also gave a shutdown. I mean, you're still a little bit behind in gold, but I think now it's really starting to get more even.
Okay, yeah, here was when you said I could actually turn back on her. I didn't need to be scared.
Yeah, you
I
definitely
was scared
see.
because what's the item situation right now?
She has her mythic, you have your mythic, which of course she has a bit more gold spent for sure, but she's also level down. And I'm not telling you that you should all in her here, but you also don't need to be scared, you know? You just keep her at range with Q and she doesn't even have ult or anything. But even if she had ult, she would never full on engage you, you know? Or she shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, of course the Aurelion is dead, so it's definitely... Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't look to fight her here, but you also don't need to give up your camps, is what I'm trying to say. And in general, Vi is a champ that you can usually keep at range quite well with your Qs and with your W and that kind of stuff.
Pretty sure we won this game because they screwed up. Well, Vi gave shutdown and then they lost drag fight. That was what changed.
No, they're actually still pretty far ahead here.
Yeah.
Definitely need to you definitely need to make sure to just play more around his abilities here, right? Again, you know that he has a stash in a second, so just...
I shouldn't have used my E like that.
Yeah, I mean, you use it to kind of dash in there, of course, so... Yeah, just use it more reactive, I guess. You have the Herald. I think you're also not sweeping enough, I feel like. Right? Like, in these situations, when you're starting to come up to the river, I think you should always start sweeping. Just see if you're being spotted. Very important.
Okay, yeah. I feel like Sweeper feels nervous. They gave you 2 charges, but it feels
yeah, it's shorter, but still, it doesn't mean you shouldn't sweep. Yeah, here's where you won the game, basically. I think, I mean, that was definitely a very risky decision to flash on her there. Wait, did you use your rocket? Yeah, especially because you used your rocket belt, you know? That's like the big problem here. You use your rocket belt to get into range, but because of that, you won't be able to proc your passive on her right away. You know?
Okay, I see. Yeah, so don't use rocket belt to get in range.
I mean, do you ever do the rocket belt combo, the really fast one?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really do it? Because I feel like people always tell me they do it, but I've never seen anyone do it.
I'm pretty sure I did it on Ornn once this game. I mean, it was easy because, I mean, it's freaking Ornn, but...
I mean, it's not even that difficult, but... It's about just cancelling the auto attack so you can proc the passive right away, you know? And in situations like this, for example, where you're going into a lot of people and you want to pick up a single target, you really need to make this kind of combo, you know? Otherwise you won't be able to proc the passive quick enough, and then you... I mean, I guess here it was actually pretty big green smite value. If we look at this fight, I'm pretty sure the only reason you lived here was because you had green smite. Or like the tenacity and the... Yeah, I think it actually made a pretty big difference here. But yeah, overall this fight definitely turned the game. You even like... Did nobody from you die? Only one, I think. Yeah, that's like a huge win.
Then we also get bot turret here.
Yeah, and you have like such a nice base. Oh yeah, now you... I didn't really see the Morgana, that's why I told you not to go for it. I think that's fine, getting here. But of course now they also... Like, you're generating 300 gold, you're also keeping her from generating gold, so that's good. But they're also, of course, theoretically getting 300 gold here. But of course, since her camps are up on this side, it's fine. You just trade it and then it's good. I would definitely make sure to just get all of the camps, though. I don't know. I mean, it's fine that you get blue first, you don't have a lot of mana. But definitely get the wolves as well, get the grump, and then the crab.
Yeah,
There's no reason to leave anything up. Yeah. And then here, just clear your jungle, you know? Yeah, here, also I told you, right? Be greedy in this situation, because it's such a massive base, and afterwards you were so strong, you know?
Mm-hmm. The team was doing some weird stuff there. Like, they just randomly fought over nothing. Like,
yeah, it happens all the time. That, especially in Diamond, it happens so much. Right? This, like, random fighting. You're actually still behind in gold, but item-wise, you just have hit your power spikes, you're super strong. And, like, with Rabadons, you're actually giga strong. You're definitely good at not dying with Ekko, so I think that's something you can really build on. You just need to be a bit more proactive in spots where you're really strong, right? Like, I always say this to people, especially people that are like even lower elo than you, that mightn't have like general understanding, but see, this is fucking... The right is telling you that you're giga strong, you know? They're telling you by saying that you have a 550 gold shutdown. So if right is telling you that you're strong, then it's basically the time where you should look to make plays. Right, because you are in a position where you can one-shot squishy targets, and you can definitely fight people here with your team. So you can definitely look to pressure the mid tower down and that kind of stuff. And you don't even really need to think yourself, because Riot is literally telling you that you're strong. So, for example, I would just place a W in here. A really good engage is from like here. You place a W, you E over, your rocket belt in there, and you just one-shot someone. That's like squishy. This fight, for example, was kind of awkward with your camera, I remember. You know? You were like fighting like this.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Just center it on you, and then you see if the Ornn is moving in and that kind of stuff. It's really important. Some fights you really had very messy camera movement. Yeah, I think going out of here is definitely the right decision. It's actually crazy that they're not focusing you at all. To be honest, it's just pretty bad by them. Or by the Yone.
Yone didn't ult me. He like messed his ult up. He was going
I don't know why he ulted the support instead of the Ekko with a 550 gold shotgun and no ult, but his decision, I guess. That's why he lost the game. And then the Aurelion is, of course, he's also super strong here. So he actually carries this fight quite a bit with his ult. Yeah, but in general, this was not a good opportunity to really commit for a fight, because the K'Sante was bot and everyone else of the enemies was here, right?
Yeah. He like late. I think K'Sante late. Did he late TP? No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did just TP in there now. Yeah, and in these situations, also ping your team, right? They were so slow with that, but you really you can just do it. It's completely free here. Again, just clear the Grump in 1 second, and then you're still gonna be early enough for the Drake.
Yep, I gotta think more about leaving those random.
Yeah, just don't ever leave camps up unless you need to move somewhere straight away. Is basically it, you know. If, for example, let's say here, when you in the first clear, right, the very first clear where you cleared these camps, and then you cleared the Raptors, and then the bot thing happened where you could have moved. That's a situation where you just leave these camps up, and then you go back to them after. But in general, if you like in so many situations here, you just leave the camp up and then you go somewhere and don't really need to be there, right? You're just not pressured or anything. I think at this point you should already turn around almost. I don't know. The fact that Vi is not here kind of should tell you that she's doing Drake. But of course, I mean, it definitely is a bit scary because they're on soul point, but overall, as I said in game as well, it's not the end of the world. She gets a Drake, it's nice stats, it's a good Drake as well, but still. And at this point, you're really in control over this game. Kind of. It felt to me, at least, you were in control. See, like, in this fight, I think you played really well overall. You used your abilities really well. Especially your ult, the fact that you dodge her Q with ult. I think if you don't, you actually die here. But yeah, you also do like the E auto attack reset and that kind of stuff, so that's nice. How much gold do you have? Oh, you have like nothing, what? And here, yeah, like I told you in game as well, right? Like, I don't think you should ever go for a dive like this without ult up in your situation. You have like 500 gold shot, and this is it's like very bad decision making. But I guess if you're used to playing with, but even with Zhonyas into a Caitlyn, you know, still not like the best decision.
Dangerous. Yeah, I thought I could just one-shot somebody, but it was able to E back, so it was very dangerous.
Can you do the EQ combo with the? Because you haven't done it once this game. Can you even do it with your setup with the quick cast? I'll check it out after the.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can hop in a practice.
Let's see, later. Because I want to see. Like I will just do it myself on the practice and see how it feels. But like, see, imagine this. If you just EQ over here, right? Like EQ, you know what I'm saying, right? With the where you throw out the Q. And then Rocket Belt, preferably, so you just proc the passive right away, you can actually just one-shot her here. But the way you're engaging, you're just E-ing, you get one stack on her, and she's able to use her E and get out of range.
I wasn't sure if I could land the Q, that was the only thing. That's why I didn't do the EQ on her.
That was also so lucky that you lived with 70 HP down. That could have definitely turned the game back a bit in their favor.
Yep. Yeah, if I died.
I mean, yeah, your team also gave some shutdowns here. Now is when you really need to make sure not to give your shutdown as well. In these situations, like then the game can definitely be thrown back and forth. Yeah, and also especially now that you're basically like the biggest carry anyways, I would just take the red, honestly. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously nice on an ADC, but on Ekko especially, you sometimes need the regeneration, you know? To be able to stay on the map.
I couldn't quite hit her with my R there.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like, you're winning this fight pretty hard, honestly. I don't know how you were winning these fights so hard. I actually don't know. I also later on.
I think my teammates are good at fighting.
I guess, but it's like the enemies are also so bad at fighting. It seems like they shouldn't be so like they shouldn't get stumped this hard. I feel like in their fights. Here, just take the wolves and reset. You know. I mean, at this point you could buy the Rabadons anyways, but still. And then ulting back here, as I said, it's not like a huge win to be honest. You know, because now you're here, but you're without ult, so you can't really fight anyways. Or not really, not as great.
I wanted to just be at drag, especially with Scuttle spawning up, so they couldn't even have a chance of taking
That's fine, but if you just recall, especially with the portals, you're so fast anyways, you know? And you're gonna be there and you can contest it no matter what, because you're pretty strong here. You're actually still gold behind in the Via. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest. You're quite strong. You're definitely very good E here.
This Kasate, I can't believe he did that.
Oh,
he in-swifted him.
Yeah, this kind of decisions, they will happen a lot in your elo, trust me. Yeah, now you really feel some damage. I think generally still how you played is actually not how you should play. You should usually look to proc the passive on the Nautilus right away so you get the movement speed and then keep fighting, you know? Definitely always make it the priority to proc the passive. I don't know if you've watched my mechanics guide either, but definitely do if you haven't. I also talk about this kind of stuff there. Like, you want to proc the passive here, then have tons of movement speed, you can cut away if you need to. And if not, then you're still gonna be able to get the Caitlyn because it's like a 2.25 second stun, you know? Yeah, your damage here is definitely insane, so you're just able to win. The FL is actually also did a lot of damage in these fights, I feel like.
He had red and white gun for this fight, actually. Really well played from him.
No. Right. I think you could have done a bunch more auto attacks here because I mean, you lose more HP, of course, if you stay close to her, but you will win no matter what with the Aurelion next to you, so you should just focus on dealing as much damage as possible, even if you trade some of your HP, you know?
Yeah.
And because now she escaped.
I was definitely scared of her being the combo me. I wasn't sure what her damage potential was, so I just played it safe.
Yeah, but if you're above half HP, she can never just kill you, you know? If you have ult up, especially. For sure not. And you even have the stopwatch at this point, so there's really no risk of dying here. And yeah, here.
But yeah, this was me not watching him just die to the Yone.
Okay, generally, one thing I can tell you though is this will never work. What you tried to do here, his E lasts too long for this. His E lasts, how long does it last? 5 seconds, and your W spawns after like 2 seconds. So if you cast it on it while he's doing it, he has basically the choice of if he wants to get stunned or not. So this never works. You should have just helped, I guess. Like, if anything, one thing you should have done, no matter what, you is just Q him so he's a bit slowed and can't just run down the Aurelion, you know?
Yeah.
Like, your damage on him was also insane here. You even kill him? Yeah, right, yeah. You just straight up one-shot him. Crazy. I guess he doesn't... I guess they don't have... Ooh, that's actually kinda cool. Is it like the standard build now, the Galeforce? Because then they're much more killable.
I think it is, yeah. He can't go... Shilpo's first is terrible.
Alright, yeah, Shilpo sucks now. Okay, that's actually cool. Man, I like this meta a lot, actually. Everyone's just so squishy.
Yeah.
And also the Rabadon's buff. I think, especially now with Rabadon's buff, it's even more of a reason to buy it. I could really feel the impact. So many more one-shot potential, like so much more one-shot potential, really.
Yeah.
I gotta say. Like a straight one-shot potential where you just one-tap people with the passive proc. Didn't really happen that much before. Like before you needed to be giga fat for that to happen most of the time. And yeah, but you definitely played well. You did well with not dying, that kind of stuff. I think that's really a strength you should build on. But you should build on it without Zhonyas. And you're gonna unlock like a whole nother level of carry potential in your gameplay.
Yep, okay. I'll definitely look to
Okay, let me just really quickly go on an account and check like your mechanics if you really... I think you should generally play without it anyways with the indicator. I mean, you've played Ekko enough, right? You should know his ranges and that kind of stuff, and even if not, then you will learn them by just playing without it. I genuinely, I don't think there's any good player that plays with this, you know? So, it's just something you should learn to play without, and it's you're gonna get used to it really quickly, trust me. Like, everyone...
There is a good player that does play with it, I know. Nemesis, when he streams, he has indicators.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but he plays like different kind of champs, you know? He plays more mages and these kind of champs, so it's definitely makes a difference compared to a champ like Ekko where you actually need to be really quick with your combos.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit different. Because I feel like you actually cannot do the combo that well, at least. Maybe you can do it, but you didn't do it once this game, I'm pretty sure, so... I'm not even sure if it works if you have the indicators on. We'll see. Ooh, I actually wanted to try out the sorcery build as well. I'm definitely not gonna try it out today anymore, but I guess next stream I'll try it out with just like Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm. I saw that it had like a really high win rate in Korean Master Plus. Okay, so what do you have? You have like this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, you can't do it. You actually can't do it. Or can? You can, I guess. But it's kind of weird. Okay, you still can do it. It feels a little bit less smooth though than doing the. Maybe it just looks stupid because of the indicators. I don't know. Yeah, but what the fuck? Can you see the stream by the way? Yeah, right. Are you still there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I see the blitz thing on your screen.
Yeah, it was just because I tapped out. Okay. And like the really fast combo, do you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's like EQ, you get on them, immediately rocket belt to reset on them.
Just like this basically, and the auto attack of course you do right away. And in situations like these where you're engaging on the Caitlyn, you would want to do these kind of combos, of course, just so you can actually proc the passive right away.
I think I could stand to practice this combo more. Like I understand it, but I think like I'm not like you did it really fast there. I don't think I'm that fast. So
Yeah, you need to get used to it, of course. But the only way you're gonna improve at it is by doing it, of course. So that's what I'm always telling people as well. Just fail your combos if you need to, but how else are you gonna learn them? You're not gonna learn them by not ever doing them.
yeah, makes sense.
And generally, Ekko's combos, of course, are about using, like, adapting to situations and using your abilities, hitting your return cues and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's not always about just being able to do, like, this kind of engage. Of course, that should, like, be your baseline standard, but Ekko has incredible outplay potential, so that's also why he's such a fun champ, of course.
Yeah. That's why I like playing him too, because you can do crazy stuff on him.
Yeah, I think one thing you definitely did do was like the E auto attack reset, right? You definitely did that a bunch of times.
That's like part of muscle memory at this point.
Yeah, and that's definitely good that you do it because especially with the Lich Bane setup where you don't have a lot of attack speed, this definitely makes a huge difference. I think you should just always practice it while you're clearing camps, honestly. Right, like while you're at camps, you just always do it, just really quickly. It makes it a bit more efficient, of course, and then also kind of warms up your mechanics for when you actually need to fight.
Yeah, I actually do it also. Even if the wall's big enough, I'll E into the wall to get it even faster.
Does it really make it fast? I don't think it really makes it faster, does it?
I think it does, very slightly. You can try. The blue pick's the best place to do it because it's a big wall there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've never done that, honestly. I think you can... Thing is, you can also always do the auto attack right away anyways. Doesn't matter if you dash. It just looks... Right, you just dash a little bit slower, or... I mean, wait, let's see.
The way you do it is, like, stand E right into a wall, you can't jump.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Wait. So, like this, basically. Maybe that's actually a bit faster. Oops.
Because it skips a lot of the animation of the dash.
Yeah. Okay, I've never done that, actually. Maybe that's... It's good to know, maybe for fighting, you know, if you're fighting here somewhere. Of course, in a lot of walls you need to be sure to not E over them, but...
Yep.
Still... I remember once I E'd over this wall from, like, I don't know, from here. Yeah, you can just... Like, that was so...
yeah.
That's so unfortunate.
I've done that before. Not often, but...
Yeah, like
when it happens, you're just so surprised as well. You're just
it's very unnatural, the fact that you E from over here. This is like the most difficult wall to E over. Oh, I actually did it first try. But
I with the river one too.
With one? Which one? With this one?
Yeah, that one you have to like angle it perfectly. I feel like.
Yeah. You basically just line it up with the brush, really. Okay. Well, I think from here you always get it. It's not the most difficult, but this one is definitely more difficult than this one. I feel like, I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's way harder, I think.
Yeah, I also have failed this one a bunch of times, but this one's very easy from here.
Yeah,
it just looks thinner as well. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna make a video about wall stuff as well at some point. I mean, the most useful walls are really these ones.
Yep.
To jump over that, then this one is really good, or like on this side especially. Like just disengage, it works so much with the rocket belt.
Yeah, this one's
super good.
Sometimes
I guess
even E to the minion to hit people. That one.
Where do you need to? I guess for stealing Nash, this one can be kind of good. Although I usually fail if I try to steal it from here. But from here, it's like sometimes you might not be spotted. If you walk here, it's like very likely someone has placed a ward somewhere.
I didn't even know you could hop on the wall.
This one? Didn't know.
Yeah, that thick one there.
By the way, one little small trick I saw Ekko the Nico do at some point is like when you're invading here, let's say you're on blue side, you want to invade here, and you go through here, you can do like this. And then you get vision, and the E still lasts. It's like a cool
Oh,
little
wow.
trick. Yeah, I've also started doing that every now and then.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I did not
I
know
mean,
about that.
this is really like a small efficiency, but it's nice to know this kind of stuff, of course. But for you, the big things really, I would say, definitely start playing without the indicators. It might feel awkward at first, but really, it's gonna make your gameplay a bit smoother. Trust me.
Okay, I'll give it a
Mm,
try.
then
I
yeah,
think.
like your camera movement, yeah, definitely look what you like. I have my camera move speed at 60. I actually turned it down a bit. It used to be at 75. I think it's 60 now. It's very fast still.
Okay, I'm at
But
60 actually as well.
oh, okay. It looked kind of slow sometimes. I don't know, but like
I
this is
just
pretty
don't.
fast.
I just don't have a habit of moving my mouse to the edge of the screen when I'm trying to fight micro because I'm like clicking, for the fight.
Hmm.
I think it's just because of that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yes,
And
it's
then
definitely.
definitely, yeah, see, like how I'm always basically, even when clearing jungle, I'm always just focused on myself. I don't know. There's no reason to move the camera. It's extra work for your mouse as well. You need to move. And then in a lot of fights we were playing, right, or I was saying, yeah, it was really like this, And you're fighting up
Yes.
here. And if someone is
Yeah.
moving in from above, you don't know what's going on. Of
Yeah.
course, sometimes
Yeah.
you need to unlock the camera for like a good W placement or whatever, but then you just do it and then you lock it back on top of you. That's how I usually play the game. It's not optimal. I see like when Zhao Lao Ben plays or whatever, he has a lot of unlock camera, but I mean, just do what works for you, of course, especially with this kind of stuff. But still, I think for you, you should definitely lock it a bit more. Overall, there were a lot of situations where the camera movement felt like it was holding you back mechanically a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, then definitely don't leave your camps up so often, especially like single camps. Really think about if you actually need to be somewhere. Oftentimes, right? It felt like in a lot of situations you felt like you needed to be somewhere, but in reality, after you didn't clear your camp or something, that then you were just walking around aimlessly, kind of.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing you said you want to focus on, right? Efficiency, and that's definitely something that's gonna make you more efficient. Just clear your camps and only go for plays afterwards if you can. But if there's a good opportunity, then take it, of course. But there's like that's like the main skill to jungling, honestly. Finding the balance between that, right? Finding the balance um between like ganking and leaving camps up every now and then and just clearing efficiently. But if you
Yeah.
look at good junglers, they always have like around 8 CS to 10 CS per minute every game, so it needs to be possible, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
even when I play, I also have some games where I don't have good CS because I feel like I fight too much or whatever. But these are also the games that feel like they're the least in my control. So yeah, the farming is really gonna make your gameplay the most consistent, and that's also the biggest reason why Ekko jungle is better than Ekko mid. Because you actually
Right.
have the consistent farm. In mid, if you have a difficult matchup, you might just get zoned away the whole time or whatever, and then you just don't even get the items. Yeah, do you have any other questions, maybe?
I think. No, I think it was just mainly checking. Yeah, like just the fundamental stuff, basically. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of exactly what I feel like I need to work on. Camera
Mm-hmm.
movement, like being very mindful about leaving any camps up. Like if
Yeah, and start
there's
building more
one that was.
aggressively. Really, I think you're good enough to just play more like a carry. You don't. Ekko is not a champ that. Actually, really, please watch my mindset video because I think Ekko is a champ where you should have the carry mindset, and I think you definitely showed in the last game that you're good enough to play like it. You're kind of just not choosing to play like a carry, in my opinion. So, and I think I definitely don't want to tell anyone to not play Ekko, but I don't think Ekko is the right champ to play him in like a more passive way. I think he's definitely a champ where you should play like a carry because I mean that's what the champ is designed to do, at least in the
Yeah.
current meta. It's not like tank Ekko meta or whatever. He was very different. It was more of a disruptive playstyle where you're being annoying to the enemies and jumping on them. But with how the Ekko meta is right now, where you're just super strong and you can actually one-shot people, I think you should really take gold and this kind of stuff and play more around yourself. But I don't know. I mean, at the moment, of course, as I said, your win rate is pretty good, so I don't want you to change things up when they're working. But just if you feel like you're starting to struggle, like you're starting to lose many games because your teams are just not good enough or whatever, then maybe you just need to play more around yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hmm.
I do think, yeah, it's the Rabadons is definitely like, especially with the buff as well, it gives you even
Yeah,
more
but even
utility.
before it was definitely it should always be a third item, but like now especially I think it's even more criminal to not build it, and it's just gonna make the game more fun as well, you know. Like for me at least, I don't know how it is for you, but for me when I deal more damage, I have more fun generally.
For sure, for sure. It's yeah. I think also, I think part of the reason why I want to start building the Rabadons, as you suggest, is because I think I've gotten a reasonably good sense of like how Zhonyas feels, and now like that game, I hadn't built Rabadon's third for a long time, so
Hmm.
kind of experiencing what that can do for you, like in that kind of
Yeah,
game.
like you would have never
So
won that fight here without the Revenants.
no, for
For
sure.
sure. Like, you would have just lacked a lot of damage there, and then I mean you probably would have killed the Nautilus no matter what, but the rest probably not. Like, your
Yeah, like this.
passive procs dealt a lot of fucking damage there.
Yeah, Kate went from full health to like not 10% health with
Exactly, and
that.
that's the thing. You that's how you have like the game winning impact as Ekko, you know? By getting those important picks in the late game. That's what you really need to realize, I guess. That's like the playstyle I think Ekko is best at. Just getting those super important picks in the late game. Where if you just kill the enemy ADC in the late game, you usually win the team fight, you know?
Right.
And you oftentimes can't do that if you have Zhonyas. I mean, I don't know, can you? I don't. You have the experience, I guess, with Zhonyas, but do you feel like you often get like actual one shots on the ADCs in the late game or whatever? Or
It's only in the games where I'm like really far ahead.
hmm, I guess then you can still, of course, right? If you're ahead enough, then you can. But overall, with Rabadons, it's like even if you're even or even like a little bit behind, as soon as you finish the Rabadons, you're gonna be able to kill people, you know.
Yep.
That's why it's also just for consistency as well. I think you should really start building that as well.
What about in games where you're like losing? Would you go for Zhonya's in this situation, or would you still stick to the
No,
Rabadons?
I think especially then. I think building defensive items is even better in, or it's if anything is better in games where you're winning. Because as you said, if you're fat enough, then you can still one-shot people, and you have the defensive value. But if you're behind, you definitely need to get the Rabadon so you can at least kill people at some point after you finish it.
Okay, I see.
I don't know. Someone in chat is saying the difference is very small, though. I don't know if he's referring to the Rabadons and uh,
There's no
Zhonya's
way
difference,
Zonya
but it is
Rabadons.
definitely not very small.
That was not very small. With I know
It's
for a fact
massive.
playing so much Zhonya's, I would not have been able to do that
Yeah,
in
it's
the past.
massive, and the Rabadons, of course, it also scales. No, he was talking about the quick cast. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's small, I
I don't
guess.
think that is a difference.
I don't know. It feels weird, but I think it's just to me because I think it looks weird because you press like Q 20 times, you know, when you do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and you see the indicator a
Yeah,
bunch.
but
It's distracting.
yeah, so that alone I think would piss me off enough to turn it off. But I don't know. As I said, I think you just get used to it really quickly. You really do. Yeah, I don't know. I could never play like this nowadays. I used to play with like full on. Man, the first couple, I think the first 3 seasons I played with completely like this, and then also permanently locking my camera. You know, like always
I
walking around
see.
like this. Definitely, this kind of stuff definitely makes a huge difference as well. Ah, yeah, and of course, one thing also you need to start doing more is just looking at lanes in the right situations. You know. Felt like a bunch of times you were looking at lanes when you didn't really have to look at lanes because you were not gonna go there anyways. And then in other situations when we would see people fighting on the minimap, you would just not even look there. Whenever you see people fighting, you need to know the HP to make the right decisions. Right? Yeah, how are you ever gonna know if you need to move there or not if you don't even look there? That's super important. But
Yeah, I could
yeah.
definitely do better with like multitasking for sure. I
It's
used
not
to
even
play StarCraft too.
multitasking. It's not even multitasking. You're just on your downtime. See, like imagine I use my abilities and then I have time to watch. I don't even need to. And my champ will keep auto attacking. I don't need to keep looking at my champ. You know. And this is the time where you always have. You just look at the map really quick, and you see what's happening, and then you can make the right decisions.
Right.
And what you were saying? You're even a StarCraft player, or what?
Yeah, I used to play StarCraft, so it's like very much about, like doing what
Hmm.
you need to do in a particular moment and then like changing your attention to something else. I need to
Yeah,
like
I could hear that with your APM, like with your keyboard. You were clicking like so fast the whole time. I guess that maybe stems from you playing StarCraft. It's about clicking faster, really, is it? Like, you need to click
Uh,
very fast oftentimes to be good.
you need to, yeah, you need to have a lot of APM. APM
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean you're playing better, but it's like without enough APM, you can't take all the actions you need to take in like the
Mm,
game.
yeah.
You need
I
to
mean,
like do so much at once.
I think APM is also kind of important in League, but it's not nearly as important, I imagine, as in StarCraft. I think good decision making or whatever makes a much bigger difference.
I agree. Yeah, definitely in the jungle too.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing like oh
Exactly.
man,
Yeah,
that
jungle is
game we had.
really, especially with a champ like Ekko Jungle, is really very much about not wasting time and being efficient. Like, it definitely, so much about is really about just not wasting time and making the right decisions and not going for place where you know you won't be able to get anything and that kind of stuff. It will happen over time. You will get better at it with experience. I mean, you've been playing for a bunch of seasons, but of course, if you play in higher elos as well, you learn more, right? Like the people play different. They play more to their actual champions' limits, and that's
Yep,
what you
exactly.
really will base it off.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And right now, I feel like the junglers I
Jesus
face. Oh,
fucking
sorry.
Christ! Oh my god! It sounds like it's in your apartment.
I don't know.
So
I need to reduce the gain on my mic. I think
no, it's
it's probably
fine.
picking up too much.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, for example, when I first hit a higher elos, is just that there's so many plays, like proactive plays that you can actually go for if your team starts playing with you, you know? In lower
Right.
elos, especially when I'm smurfing or whatever, there's so many plays that I know I can go for, but my team doesn't, and then maybe sometimes I even go for them because I think like my team will just follow me and then I die or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you will
I
notice in
totally.
higher elos, I mean, not really in Yuri, I think in D4 there's a lot of people that are also not very proactive still, but like when you start hitting like D2, D1, this kind of elo where people actually start to be able to kind of play the game. I don't want to sound too toxic here, but it kind of is like this. And then you will really notice like they will start pinging to go for certain plays and that kind of stuff, and that's just what you need to keep up with. I think that's definitely also something you're not super proactive, right? You're definitely just looking for your team to make the plays, and then you try to follow up and not die and that kind of stuff. But in situations like last game, for example, where you are super fed, I think you should just be proactive and be the one that uh, makes the plays that will win the game. You know, Ekko definitely has that in his kit that he can look for these kind of plays for
That's
sure.
fair. I just felt like the game we just played, it was so fast paced relative to other games I've played.
Actually,
Like
what was your
taking
damage, by
controls.
the way? I didn't even see. Yeah, I mean the whole game is a bit more fast paced now, right? With the changes, how the home guard starts at 14 minutes now. Oh damn, this
Yeah.
yeah, this Aphelios did a lot actually. I mean, you did fine, but you could have done more. I feel like with how much gold you had, but you still did good, of course. I'm not gonna take that away from you. You played well. You even out jungled someone that was diamond too. So no, I think if you implement some of these things, get your mechanics a bit smoother and whatever. I mean, maybe don't play it in ranked right away with this with the quick cast if it's unnatural to you, but maybe play some flex games or something. But I think that's definitely that's such an easy improvement for you if you learn to play with that, you know. And also, it's also especially with the Rabadons. I think that's gonna be huge for your carry potential.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely start building Rabadons again, giving that a try.
Mm-hmm. All right, but if you don't have any more questions, I guess we've done like 2 hours now. But yeah, if you have any more questions, you can of course ask them now.
No, I
Not.
think that's pretty good. I think we covered a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got some really helpful analysis, so I'll definitely look to implement those for my future games.
All
Yeah.
right. Very nice.